Family, there's really no one right way to get started in this business. There's actually hundreds of ways. I'm gonna say it again. There's actually hundreds of ways you can get you a cargo van and get started making some money today. Granted, some ways are just more logical depending on your area. Some ways are less expensive, right? Some ways even require less work. But if I had to give you any advice at all, my advice would be before you go purchase that van, before you even think about what type of van you want to buy, I need you to go do extensive research. And by that, I mean look at all the ways you can possibly get in this industry and start making money. And then look at where you are in the regional market and also look at where you are in the local market to see what's best for you. Do I want to stay out weeks at a time or do I want to be home every single night? Do I mind driving 500 to 1,000 miles in a day or do I want to keep it below 300, 200? Truthfully, this is why I tell people go ahead and download you a couple gig apps in your area. That way you can even figure out whether you want to be a delivery driver or not. Family, I've been realizing that people want to join this business not because they think it's a get-rich-quick scheme, but because they don't think it's a lot of hard work. They don't truly see the hours that you're putting in behind the business and on the road. They're not seeing all of the extra unnecessary expenses, necessary but unnecessary expenses that you have to put back into your business almost weekly, every month. And then from there, if you want to continue, the next step would be to look at your vision, look at your business from a futuristic standpoint. In the next 10 to 15 to 20 years, where do I see my business, right? Do I want to be a fleet owner? Do I still just want it to be me driving? Do I want to be a team driver? Do I want cargo vans? Do I want to scale up to a box truck? Like, where do you see your business? Do you want to be a medical courier eventually and get your broker license? Do you want to be a dispatcher for not only your van, but other vans? Like, you have to figure these things out in advance because when you start, you have to start with your why in mind. And it's not just your family. It's not just your bills. It's the vision of where I see my business being. Like, why did I get started, right? It's the vision of you knowing you could have built the empire from the start. You went ahead and took that risk when nobody else would do it around you and you saw it come into fruition. That's what it's all about. That's the ultimate why. It's proving to yourself and nobody else that you can damn well do it. But if you do your extensive research and you figure out, okay, I do want to go over the road and I do want to get on with a carrier, do more extensive research on these carriers. A lot of them are getting the load directly from the broker and the shipper, taking a chunk out of that and leaving you with a certain amount that they know you have to bid on because they've already taken their profit out of it. So if you want to go OTR in your cargo van, I advise you get you a dispatcher, in-house dispatcher, somebody who in their garage, in a rented space or in their living room, in their kitchens that are dispatching out of their house every single day directly for you. Now, a lot of people, they're dispatching for 18-wheelers and box trucks. They don't want nothing to do with cargo vans. It's a whole nother way. But if you can get on TikTok, if you can get on Facebook, if you can get on Google and just search up dispatchers near me, cargo van dispatchers in my area, you should be able to find what you need to find and start networking. Don't be afraid to reach out and connect with these people. Find their phone numbers, find their email, and build you a list that would eventually build you $1 million business. If when doing extensive research, you figure out you want to become a medical courier, you want to get your brokerage license eventually, you want to subcontract out routes, you want to eventually get more drivers, that's what you want to do. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you do the research you need to do to be the best medical courier company you can possibly be. Outdo your competition in every way possible. Even if you're just going to be local in general, I advise you go ahead and get out here locally and look at the cargo vans around you, right? There's something called friendly competition. So when you look at these cargo vans, look at the side of their van, see what companies are on the side, right? Go Google these companies, see if they're hiring, see what type of services they offer, right? You want to know exactly where you stand when you get out here and start running. If none of that intrigue you and you just want to do something totally different, like just start you a moving business or start up junk removal and things like that, then do the research you need to do to eventually become the best junk removal service or moving company in the area, in the state, in the nation, period. If anybody understand, family, I truly understand that how you start isn't necessarily how you gonna finish. But that's why it's up to you to do the research you need to do so that you can always start with the end goal in mind. I always preach to be outstanding, you have to stand out. And in order to do so, you have to think outside the box. So just because you see somebody going OTR and making $3,000, $5,000 a week, sometimes every 2 weeks, 3 weeks and things like that, maybe $10,000 a month, $10,000 plus, that don't mean it's necessarily going to happen for you, but that also doesn't mean that it won't happen for you. You just have to get out here and make sure you do the research to put yourself in position, just as they did, to receive certain blessings like that. If you truly find out that someone's making the money that they say they've been making, family, they've been making that type of money because they stayed true to their lane, right? They remained a student of the game. They understood not only what it took to start a business, but to keep a business. And beyond that, what it took to grow a business. No matter how you start, you can get burnt out doing anything unless you have the love for it, unless you're still intrigued by it. Other than that, I've seen a lot of drivers come into the industry, and just as they got bored of their 9 to 5 because they didn't like Lil Susie, they'll get over here in their cargo van and they'll get bored as well because they get tired of riding with the windows down and listening to the radio every day. They just do. It happens. So if you know that's you, catch it before it gets there, family. And take my advice, before you even think about getting that cargo van, go do extensive research to figure out a 5-year or 10-year plan for your business.